What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another video on the 1 Series Pro build. If you saw the last video, we got the entire car stripped down, bare shell, nothing left but just a big old chunk of metal. But like I said numerous times, this car had so many rat's nests and so much pee, so much poo all over the car, and it just smells horrible. And it's not just on the interior. I thought it would be fine once we got all the stuff out, but it's actually in all the corners of this car on the actual chassis itself. So I got some degreaser. I'm going to spray the entire inside of the car, front, back, up, down, the whole nine, and we're going to get the inside of this thing pressure washed so it's nice and clean and we can continue making progress. Before I clean everything, let me give y'all a good look around this car. Since we're outside in the light, you can see that's all pee. This corner's all pee. Over here, it's not pretty. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and whip up some purple power to spray all throughout the inside of the car. Not the world's best pour. Video, we need to start doing the dreaded sound deadening. Nobody wants to do it, but when your car is stripped down to this point, it only makes sense to get rid of that excess weight, and it's a bit of an eyesore as well. Now, in order to remove the sound deadening from any vehicle, there's only two methods you can use. You can get it really hot, or you can get it really cold. On many vehicles in the past, I have always used a torch and scraped it off. It comes off extremely easy, but it leaves a bunch of the sticky residue behind that isn't so easily cleaned up with acetone. A lot of times you have to hit it with the wire wheel, and it becomes a pretty big process to actually get it down and completely removed. The other method consists of using dry ice, letting it sit on there, getting it extremely cold, at which point you can start hitting it with a mallet, and it should break up into a bunch of pieces and not leave any residue behind. But at the end of the day, you need to just pick a method that works for you and just start going forward with it, because there's no other way to get it done. I'm going to be showing you a complete step-by-step process of doing both methods, and then you yourself can decide what works best for you. We have a nice big section of sound deadening here right on the driver's side floorboard, and I want to see how well the dry ice is going to do. I already went to the store and picked up a couple blocks of dry ice, so let's get it on here. We'll start breaking it up and we'll let it sit for about 20-30 minutes. So I'm going to let this sit for about 20-30 minutes. We'll come back and see if we can start breaking up the sound deadening. Okay, it's been about 15 minutes. I'm going to move some of this aside, give it a couple whacks, and see if anything happens. Oh, beautiful. That's only 15 minutes. Couple tiny little spots here, but that's nothing that won't just scrape right up. I can already tell you this is worlds better than using heat. Beautiful. You can also just leave this in the bag. I might do that on the next one just to save on the cleanup. Well, I was going to try to leave it in the bag, but this bag isn't really long enough. That's okay. You can actually hear it freezing and releasing from the metal. Alright, so far, dry ice. Huge win. All I've ever done on numerous cars is heat, and like I said, it is a process to get to this point. There's a little bit of residue left, but for the most part, this thing is nice and clean. Hands down, in my opinion, the best way to go. Alright, we let this side go for about another 15-20 minutes. I'm going to move the dry ice aside, give it a couple whacks, and see how it comes off. Look at that. Couple big pieces, that's it. And here's our second piece. Again, little bits of adhesive that are behind, but that's nothing. That'll take just a couple minutes to get off. Like I said, I've gone the last 10 years doing at least 5 or 6 cars, torching it and scraping it and hitting it with acetone and hitting it with a wire wheel just to get it as good as it looks after 15 minutes with the dry ice. What's going to be a little bit of a struggle is all the sound deadening that is vertical, running on all of the sidewalls of this car. So I'm going to try and get creative, see if I can come up with something to keep the dry ice up there. I might have to torch all the ones that are in like the footwells and the trans tunnel, but we'll see. I'm going to try. But for now, let's go ahead and just work on the easy stuff that's flat that we can get off real quick. Okay, so this car has more sound deadening on the sides of the trans tunnel and footwells and everything than it does on the floor pan. So I'm gonna try and get creative and make like a little pocket for the dry ice to sit in. It's either gonna work or it's not, but I'm trying to avoid using heat to do these big old pieces. So let's see how this goes. Crap. Well, I cannot get the dry ice to stay up on a vertical surface, so looks like the torch it is. So there's one panel done by the heat. As you see, there's a lot more involved in it. You get a lot of scratch marks on there that I really don't like, so I'm probably gonna switch to a plastic scraper like I just finished that one with. Right, and my options are either heat up the adhesive and scrape it again so the acetone wipes it off, or wire wheel it. So as you saw, scraped off the adhesive, heated up the adhesive again, then scrape that adhesive to get the top layer off, and then the acetone will wipe it down. So that's gonna have to be our method for all the sound deadening that is running vertically, and it is what it is. Well, I hit the acetone rag with the torch and threw it out the car, and then fell out the car right on top of it. That wasn't ideal. Anyways. Well guys, I'm having a ton of SD card errors. I keep losing clips. I'm not sure what you've seen and what you haven't seen at this point, but all of the sound deadening is out of the car. Everything is all down. I started actually removing a lot of brackets and seam sealer and getting a lot of this car shaved, but you'll see that in the next video. We're just gonna keep diving deeper and deeper and deeper into this car, getting all the spot welds and brackets, everything cut out we don't need. We're gonna start hacking up the frame rails soon. It is so nice starting a car from scratch, knowing exactly what to do. The E30 was like a 7-8 year period. I learned everything in that car, so I took it apart 7, 8, 9 times to keep making it better and better. So doing a chassis from the very start the right way is such a good feeling, and I'm really enjoying it. So I hope you guys are enjoying it too. But like I said, we need to start getting brackets shaved, windows out, all kinds of stuff to get it ready for the next step. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you're enjoying it, and I will see you on the next one. Later.